Welcome to the channel. Today I will make for you a short retelling of the sci-fi thriller The Island. I look forward to your likes and comments about the movie. At the beginning of the movie, the main character Lincoln 6 Echo wakes up after another strange and frightening dream, which contains fragmentary memories that he can't possibly have. On the wall, the man sees a request to report to a psychological resilience center, and other panels give him various information about his health level. Lincoln leaves the room and finds himself surrounded by many people in similar suits. During the elevator ride, a message appears on the big screen about an island, the last clean place on Earth, where you can get there only by winning the lottery. One of the men says that he has been in the complex for 7 years, but has not yet gotten a chance to live on the island. The complex is a huge protected area that keeps people unharmed after the disaster that happened on Earth. Apart from the island, it is the only place where one can safely exist. However, the inhabitants of this salvation place are under strict control, because they are forced to lead a healthy lifestyle, stick to diets and exercise. During breakfast, Lincoln decides to ask for some bacon, but is refused. He is helped by Jordan 2 Delta, who knows how to find a common language with everyone. The heroes decide to socialize a little, but it is stopped by a staff member of the complex. During a conversation with Dr. Merrick, Lincoln tells that he has been having the same dream lately, which begins with him sailing on the boat Renovatio to the island. The doctor is concerned about this information and clarifies if there is something that is bothering the hero. Lincoln answers that he does not like many of the orders, such as the constant wearing of white, unpalatable food, and other unpleasant things. Dr. Maricom reminds him that the hope of getting to the island should offset all of this, and decides to do a little research. Lincoln is implanted with microsensors through his eye, which will transmit information about his dreams. After that, the hero goes to work, and there he talks to his friend John 3 Echo. The man tells him that he has done some calculations, and believes that the contest is rigged, since according to the calculations, he should be sent to the island today. However, the conversation is interrupted by the labor of one of the women who takes John 3 Echo's place. Lincoln notices that their computer is broken, and goes to Sector 6 to get a repairman. There, the hero chats with his buddy named Mac, and together they go to his office. Inside, Lincoln sees a lot of strange objects, and asks about them, but Mac answers rather evasively. He reminds the hero that no one should know about their meetings. While leaving the room, Lincoln notices an insect. Meanwhile, Mac is sent for repairs, and in front of him, an item a new resident of the complex is extracted from a special water bag. In the following shots we see that there are still many similar creatures in the embryonic state. It is to them lead those tubes, on which Lincoln and other people are working. It turns out that in addition to a strict daily routine, the heroes have won entertainment fights with the help of virtual models. Jordan defeats the hero and they head out for a drink. However, the compound does not serve alcohol, and all the drinks provided to its residents are healthy. Lincoln tells the girl about the bug he found, and says that it is very strange that it survived, and that people are still being found on the surface. In the evening, the lottery begins, and all the residents run to the huge screens to see who will be lucky this time. Suddenly it turns out that Jordan is the winner. Lincoln is confused as everyone congratulates the girl. The heroes say goodbye and regret that they did not become closer. Their conversation is again interrupted by a guard who reminds them that romances are forbidden in the complex. During the night, Lincoln woke up again because of a nightmare, and began to observe his bug. The man decided to let it out, and find out where it came from. After climbing the stairs, Lincoln found himself in a strange corridor with doctors. There the man snuck into one of the rooms, and put on a robe so as not to arouse suspicion. Exploring the room, the hero came across the very pregnant girl who was supposed to go to the island. Unexpectedly, the midwife and the attending physician escorted the girl into another world. The woman gave the baby to another woman who looked exactly like the deceased. A shocked Lincoln realized that the island was a hoax and Jordan was in danger. While the man was exploring another part of the room, another lottery winner burst out of the operating room. Lincoln managed to escape, however, Dr. Merrick spotted him on the security tape. The hero was being hunted, and in the meantime he broke into the women's area, and began searching for Jordan to save her from a gruesome fate. Together with the girl, Lincoln sneaks into the 6th sector, trying to get away from the pursuers. The chase leads the heroes to a dead end, but they defeat a part of the guards and get into one of the pipes, but fall into a room where they see a lot of clones, which will soon become residents of the complex. The chase continues, but Lincoln manages to break away thanks to the elevator. Suddenly the heroes get to the surface and realize that all this time they were in a converted military complex, and all the stories about pollution and the island were lies. Dr. Merrick finds himself at a strange event where he talks about agnates, genetic clones of his customers. They can grow a child, give healthy skin or an organ. The doctor distorts the facts, saying that such products are devoid of reason and are not real people. After the speech, Merrick meets with Albert Laurent, a member of the Ministry of Defense. The man reports that their products escaped. It turned out that if agnates do not have consciousness, their organs are not good for anything, so they had to invent a complex and an island. Meanwhile, Lincoln remembers the business card found at Mac's place, and it leads the fugitives to the bar. Meanwhile, Albert begins the hunt for the fugitives. The characters behave very naively and do not understand the jokes and innuendos of the bartender. After finding Mac, Lincoln takes it out on him and says that Mac knew about everything that was going on in the complex. The man asks not to jump to conclusions and takes the fugitives to his house to explain everything. Mac tells them that they are actually clones of rich people who use them when they get sick or old. They are implanted with false memories, and the sponsors who pay for their lives have no idea that the agnates have consciousness and feelings. Lincoln suggests finding their prototypes and telling them the truth to save the others, but Mac resists the idea. The fugitives continue to stand their ground, however, and the man finds their prototypes, gives them credit cards and cash, supplies them with clothes, and takes them to the train station. Going upstairs to get a map, Mac notices the pursuit and reports it to Lincoln, whereupon he loses his life. The heroes again escape from the pursuit and take a train to Los Angeles. At this time, Albert asks to organize a small group in this city and to monitor transactions on Mac's credit card. Lincoln and his companions sneak out of the station and are shocked by the new places, people and objects. At one of the premises, Jordan notices her prototype and is confused watching the girl make out in a commercial. Lincoln realizes what she is experiencing and decides to get her friend away. Albert's group notices the fugitives on one of the security cameras and give chase. The unsuspecting heroes try to call Sarah Jordan and learn that she has been hospitalized, and her son mistakes Jordan 2 Delta for his mother. Meanwhile, the police arrest the fugitives for using Mac's credit card, and Albert's group continues to follow the police car. The man calls Merrick, who tells him that the agnates must never be given to the police. Then Albert's group attacks the police, and Lincoln and Jordan once again try to escape. The couple hides on a truck, and when they are fired upon, dump the cargo on the cars of the pursuers. Suddenly the police are involved again, but Lincoln eliminates them and escapes with the girl on a fast motorcycle. The heroes almost fall off the roof, but are saved. Albert gives the order to eliminate the target, since simply capturing her fails. The fugitives fall down along with the wreckage of the company logo, but survive and escape the eyes of Albert's group. Meanwhile, Dr. Merrick learns that some of the Echo Group's wares were created in violation of technology and must be disposed of. The next day, Lincoln tells Jordan that he has discerned the address of his prototype, Tom Lincoln. When the heroes sneak into the house, the owner attacks them, but then, recognizing the other man as himself, stops. Tom treats the fugitives kindly, removes their bracelets, and tells them that he builds speedboats. A man tells Lincoln 6 Echo that he has cirrhosis of the liver, and that's why he paid to have a clone created. The hero asks his sponsor to help them and get on TV so that as many people as possible will know the truth about cloning, because there are thousands of them in the complex, and all of them will have to part with their lives. Tom agrees and says he has shoes to put on. However, there he informs the company about the missing agnates. Jordan 2 Delta senses a catch, but Lincoln 6 Echo decides to take a chance. The girl stays in the house and decides to inspect it. Meanwhile, Lincoln 6 Echo is chased again because Tom deceived him because he does not want to part with his life. The hero tries to break away from the pursuit despite the threats of his prototype. When the men get out of the car, Albert can't figure out which one of them is the clone. Then Lincoln 6 Echo goes tricky and puts his bracelet on Tom. The mercenary notices it and makes his choice. Dr. Merrick rejoices that things are finally resolved. Meanwhile, Lincoln 6 Echo returns to Tom's house, and there he makes out with Jordan. The heroes finally bond, and the girl says that the island is them. Meanwhile, Dr. Merrick realizes that crashes like Lincoln's are observed in many products, and it is necessary to get rid of them, because the clones should not feel curiosity. To do this, he decides to organize mass shipments of clones to the island. The hero learns of this as well, receiving a text message on Tom's phone. Lincoln tells his girlfriend that they can't leave the residents of the complex without help, and let them just turn to nothing. The hero is about to travel to the complex as Tom, to be recloned. At this time, Albert kidnaps Jordan and takes her to surgery, as her prototype Sarah is in serious condition. However, the girl, as well as Lincoln, manages to escape. Jordan finds his friend and tells him that he must disable the hologram in the complex before the others start being sent to a non-existent island. Meanwhile, Dr. Merrick talks to Albert about the humanity of his work and the mass extermination of clones. Suddenly, the man receives word that Lincoln 6 Echo is still alive, and that the mercenaries mistakenly massacred his sponsor. Meanwhile, Jordan teams up with Albert and rescues the incorrect clones. Lincoln gets into the control room of holograms and tries to figure out how to disable them and show the residents of the complex the truth. Dr. Merrick tries to stop him, and a battle begins between the heroes. The creator of Agnates almost defeats his creation, but at the last moment Lincoln manages to get the upper hand over his rival. The holograms are destroyed and the inhabitants of the complex flee outside, enjoying their liberation. Afterward, Lincoln 6 Echo and Jordan 2 Delta sail a speedboat toward an amazing and free life. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie, and see you in new videos.